Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for The Amazing Spider-Man issue 62. Ooh, really do like that one. That's a really nice kind of like up close for his new suit. So, let's get into this. So, we pretty much see this kind of cool page that showcases Peter pretty much in the shower, but also thinking about his first kind of death. You got this, Spider-Man. You got this. As we then shift to what's going on here, which is just awesome and just kind of crazy. The Sanctum Sanctorum of Doctor Strange, former Sorcerer Supreme. So yeah, this is my life now. I used to thwip and quit. Today, I say things like Septernal Shield of Skirkunmor. Strickenmore? Septernal Shield of Strickenmore. Yeah. You're doing it wrong. Are you serious right now? Even as a fledgling sorcerer, the Septernal Shield of Strickenmore should manifest in a resplendent gold rather than bedside manner, Doc. Now, Doom would totally definitely want it to be green, so he'd probably put something like that as we see him like busting through using the shield and the webs and everything like that, which is actually pretty damn cool. And also having like different kind of arms and shit kind of cracking out. Doctor Strange is my go-to for all things magical, and he's got a grimoire or tome or magical phone book that can help me fight the Scions. But he put his home on Mega Ultimate Magical Lockdown once Doom scooped his title. Good thing for Strange to do. Since Strange's actual body is off doing whatever, whenever, and there's no key under the mat, we broke in. And I do kind of like Strange just sitting there being like, yeah, actually what's going on here? And Black Cat's helping out. And that's actually a really kind of cool page layout too. Seeing Black Cat kind of going around and then going on a little diagonal with the panels like that. For burglars, you two are very loud. They're an exit plan, boys. Black Cat and I have B&E'd the Sanctum before. She's the skill, I'm the mystic muscle. A plan? Yes. It's execution, implementation, staging, completion. So many other words, Dot. If it doesn't work, you fall for eternity. Execution is apt. No pressure. You must align multiple extra-dimensional aspects of a single object at a single point in time. Wonderful window smasher of Wahoo! That isn't a spell. Allow him his little joy, Strange, and be thankful you've never heard such an exclamation under romantic circumstances. Oh, Spidey burn there. That's an image. Yes, Strange. Moving on, let's crack open this magic book. And they blast out of the window, and it just repairs itself. It's like, awesome. And it's really kind of cool seeing Spidey with all those arms. A quick scan of the table of contents later. Maybe I'm not ready for the magic book. Was that the obsidian obelisk of obvious? Not helping Felicia. I love Strange's kind of palm. It's like, I do like that Spidey's like, I gotta learn to get these mystical arts and everything. And I do like the word sizzle going there with the green flame. It's like, he's doing this and he's doing it right. Though he doesn't have that much of a choice here. I mean, I'm not ready yet. Pot of coffee and a late night cram session, and the next sign will taste my mystic mojo. He's going to die. Accurate, but again, not useful, Felicia. The spells in that tome will help, but are not a panacea. Why is this his problem to face alone? Once Earth's champion is named, they must fulfill the covenant. Even if I could join you, direct involvement against the Scions violates the pact. My astral projection must suffice. It's like, damn. And that makes sense. That doesn't feel like a cop-out to make sure that Spidey has to do this alone. It feels like, okay, yeah, that makes legitimate sense. But yeah, death comes to the friendly neighborhood. As we've got other kind of ones popping up. I appreciate the worry, Felicia, but I'm good. I got reeds. I would just love not to use them ever again. Hope springs eternal. Like I hope you'll pick up the phone once in a while when you aren't in a crisis. I do, don't I? Did you know that I'm single again? No, I'm sorry. Hey, there's some amazing dating apps. I pray that your talent for saying the exact wrong thing at the wrong time helped save the world. Yeah, she was pretty much going for that, even though we have the Shay thing, so we'll see how that works out with Shay. I think Shay's pretty much getting kicked back for Black Cat at this point. I mean, I've been interested in seeing where they kind of go with Shay, but we'll see what happens here and what they're attempting to set up status quo-wise later on. You're terrible with women. I wasn't bitten by a radioactive Romeo, which is good because then you'd probably have killed yourself for the first woman you tried to seduce. You don't want to, like... I love how people utilize the Romeo thing from Romeo and Juliet and be like, they both killed each other at the end. That wasn't what you kind of want to happen. Can you tell me how to win now? Peter, there's no winning. Sidorak knew I was desperate to cast the casket, so he rigged the game in his favor. I rigged it back in mine, but I've never used less than 8 reeds. How did you do this over and over again? There are fates worse than death, Peter. Worse than deaths. And I kind of like them talking about that. Peter, like, what the fuck, man? These 2 pages are really well done. And never mind the fact that, I like red, but I love that they've got various different shades of red, and I just love the paneling layout and how we get Sidorak and his children. The Crimson Cosmos. Strange has been neutered. The human called Doom is distracted. An insect stands as Earth's champion in the Covenant. If not now, when do the scions of Sidorak rise and claim the Earth in their father's name? You would be better served planning your challenge than puffing out your chest, Calyx. If Sidorak wanted Earth, he'd have it. The Covenant is father's gift to us, and how he will prove who is worthy to claim his throne, who is inevitable. You sound like an animal whose back has been bowed beneath the yoke of its own stupidity, brother. It's like, God damn if that's not a burn. Always pushing boundaries, brother. When one has nothing but endless time and a restless tongue. Calyx is misguided, is right if misguided. You're all content to play the roles father set for you, on a stage built by the human strange. Meaningless efforts masked as duty to her father. I'm like, she gets it. She gets it. Calyx, at least, sees this covenant for the sham it is. Games for children, a distraction. You twins. One whose reach exceeds his grasp and the other who aspires to nothing. I have aspirations, brother. It's how I know I'm imprisoned. I aspire to be free. I kind of feel it there as we see Sidorak just sitting there. So, no. I spent the last 2 days studying magic so I can win, because if I don't, that would suck to put it mildly. As we get Pete studying and a nice kind of chill kind of talk session with Norman. Not really chill. And with that, Nom, you're caught up on my chaos. Please say something. Something preferably solution-based and or surprisingly comforting. Just seeing Pete eat pizza. I don't believe in magic. You didn't understand the assignment, Norman. The book was just flying with magic. It's like, yeah, you can, You went after Asgard and shit, asshole. Like, I don't know, maybe that was more linked with the kind of Green Goblin kind of shit that he had. I shut down Oscorp, effective immediately. Apologies for dropping this on you now. Not ideal, but I wanted to tell you before it hit the press. What? Didn't you think it odd that I came to your apartment unannounced with pizza, for heaven's sake? I did, but then I smelled the pizza and got over it. Like, that's Pete right there. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's odd, but you brought pizza. New York pizza, too. It's like, yeah. Oscorp represents so many of my mistakes, so much pain. To fully explore the new lease on life that you gave me, I need to start over. It's like, I like that, Norman. Let's see what goes on. That's all good, isn't it? I mean, unless you're a shareholder. Sorry, too soon. It's the pizza talking. They'll survive, but based on what you told me, you may not. Death, even a temporary sort, is a way of draining the color out of things. It drove me mad. Pity, no. Not profound enough for you? Aunt May, I was supposed to be at feast 3 slices ago. Tell her you can't make it. You have pressing matters. Then I'd really be dead. Sorry, Norman, about Oscorp. Or congrats on Oscorp? It's funny. Like, Pete's like, I gotta go do this, but what's going on here? Peter, you need to. Sorry, Norman. Promise, I'll... Oh, hi. This isn't my hallway. Champion. I'm Cyprian, scion of Sidorak. Strike me once and I am conquered. Fail, this realm fall. So much of a challenge kind of video game trial task kind of thing, and I love it. And him just getting into his, like, Spidey outfit like that's great. Teleporting space beetle. Fun. We're doing magic tag? Got it. Can we schedule for like an hour from now? I have a thing. Ha! What a curious little bug. No. It's like, fuck. Yeah, you tried. Ooh. More. I love the experimentation. Thank you. With how the paneling's working out and how it just does the movement and shifts shit. Then I'll make it snappy. Benevolent battering of Baldurian. Hey, my brother said you called out your spells. Cute. Yeah, I'm adorable. Whoa, even magic follows rules and laws. Figure out the rules, break down the problem via those rules. Win. True, Spidey. Cyprian brought me to City Field. Not awesome for swinging. Wide open space. Space to slice and dice with his magic slap chop. And I also like seeing all the different kind of punches that were coming out. Correction, can teleport me without the sight. Guessing it's just for sighting. Oh boy. Infinite space is my playground. What he said. As Spidey kind of like shields himself. Space, cool. Just have to remember everything I ever learned about the spatial framework of the universe in which we live, but magic. While being thrown into my favorite team's Jumbotron. On it. You will never touch me as there is always an infinitely divisible space between us, as well as infinite spaces to which I can banish you, in whole or part. As we see his eyes going, whoa, holy fucking shit! Oh, dude, this is great, as we see him trying to, like, cut Spidey into, like, pieces and shit. God, I love the experimentation with paneling that's been going on here. I'm blinded by halves of my skull. I'm blinded as halves of my skull are sent to different corners of the universe, along with other parts of my body that I've grown to prefer close at hand. The pain is, don't dwell on it. Ignore my body, and hope that my studying has paid off. Tenacious thread of the tetradium. Yoink! We just met. And you already want to put space between us? I thought we had a connection. Literally, as he's able to put a connection there. The thread keeps the caster and the target together. Simple, effective, limited. Gotta work fast. Clever. Where I go, you go. What's next? Keep it close and personal so we can get to know one another. The kaleidoscopic cage of Kunlun will contain you to this area, I think. It will. Strange used this spell on me 3 or 4 challenges ago. Humans have such limited understanding of space and its infinite dimensions. So you see him doing some that kind of stuff and going down. You're not kidding. Indeed, at this scale, I have all the room I require to rend you asunder. Even more if we are unto electrons. Oh, you know about those? I am the child of a god. I read. Noted. Noted. This as small as you can go? Hardly. Your quantum verse? Seen it. Bet you can't go smaller. Infinitely smaller. It's like, ah, shit. And this is kind of where he starts doing his play out. I know the dome wouldn't work. Strange told me so when he briefed me on the science. He also told me that Superion doesn't think about the nature of his power half as much as I think about theoretical physics. There's a model of space-time that suggests that if you got in a spaceship and flew straight, you would eventually come back to the same location. It would take an infinite amount of time, but you get there. Now, bear with me. I've always thought the same would be true with scale. I actually really like this of how we get into the mind of Spidey, of how he's able to win this challenge. And it reminds me of what I've been getting through the Fantastic Four issues with certain scientific concepts. Go in one direction, enlarging, or, in our case, shrinking, you'd eventually come back around to the size you started. It's just a thought experiment, not the sort of thing one could ever test, unless you were like a magic egomaniac who didn't get past electrons in their reading, as we then see that they shrink down so much that Spidey comes back around as a big motherfucker, and you see his fucking fingernail in the suit. It's like crazy. And in case you were wondering, yes, it's as trippy as it sounds, being the smallest and biggest thing at the same time. Yes, there's a momentum to this scale shift that forces Superion to see it through even as he realizes he's being played. And yes, it hurts. Cause of death, instantaneous dissolution of your atoms through an infinitely recursive fold of space. Say that 10 times fast. Heh, I'm sorry, Spidey. Jokes keeps the tears away. I don't know what to say other than hang in there, hero, as we see that Spidey won, but he died, and we get to see him talking with Coulson, and, well, Coulson talking to him, and I kind of like that. But then we see the blue of his eyes, and then him kind of coming back as the deaths are affecting him. Maybe this one? I don't know. I'm not an artist. But you have taste, Che. And also, the artist is a million miles away. What? Oh, sorry, Randy. Don't apologize to me. As your friend and agent, I'm used to Peter Parker, Space Cadet. Yeah, maybe this is a you guys thing. I don't want to mess up your creative vibes or whatever. Me and Spider-Man, scariest and best day of my life. And then I'm getting married. Oh, you. I swear, Kevin. As we see, checking in with Kevin. It's like, that's kind of cool. I actually kind of really like that. No, please, Shay. I'm sorry. I'm just dealing with stuff. Job hunting, disappointing Aunt May, again. Feeling like a grind that's not getting better, you know? Totally get that, Peter. It's okay, Pete. I've been there, trust me. If you can't get out of it, get into it, right? Sure, that's part of it, but, I mean, I disagree with the premise. It's like, okay. I absolutely believe it's going to get better. That's the whole thing of life, isn't it? Sure, bad things happen, but... And then we see that she's stopped. It's like, what the hell? We get the spider sense tingling. Shay? Oh no. Already? Hey, mister. My turn to play. And it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of creepy, and we're going to be continued there. We get our fan pages talking about stuff. We get another kind of check-in with the Spidey. And then we get a look at 63, which has a nice ass cover there. So, I actually am really digging this. liking Joe Kelly's handle on Spidey and his quipping and whipping and everything. Definitely makes sense that Pete would team up with the astral projection of Strange. It was cool to have Felicia Black Cat help him break into the sanctum, get a spell book, link up with that, and do his due diligence to become more of a sorcerer to defeat the Scions of Sitarak. I liked that Norman popped up and said that he was divesting himself and shutting down Oscorp because of the bad that's going on with that. And I like that check-in. That was really kind of cool to have that little stuff going on there with Pete. And that little kind of thing of like, yeah, it was kind of strange as you showed up with pizza, but then I smelled the pizza. And then him getting into the next Scion battle. And I liked how this dealt with space and how we dealt with that kind of crazy-ass concept there of shrinking so much that you come back around to being the biggest kind of thing and him being able to win even though he died. And I like the little pop-up of Coulson and them then getting back and we seeing that Pete's spacing out because of everything kind of going on with these deaths. So we'll see what happens with that. And I'm really digging this story. I can't wait to see what's going on with the next Scion. And the art is just amazing. And I love the experimentation with the wackiness and the mystical stuff going on. And that even going into the paneling and everything. That's what I really loved about what was going on with Doctor Strange's title. Like seeing Spidey doing certain kind of things against the Scions. And having that kind of like affect the paneling, like right there. That's the kind of shit that would go on in the Doctor Strange comics, and I loved it. I love that it's popping up here, and I can't wait to see what goes on and where this is gonna go. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.